computer. And we'll take a minute here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And let's just do a sound check. Okay, excellent. Today it's all about cultivating inner strength. This is a very upbeat class. We'll be doing our Bakasana and side crow, so with a little twist to it, and everything that goes on between that posture up to that posture is progressions to get us ready for it. So let's take a stand today. Really, take a stand, like energetically. Take a stand in your body. What are you standing for? And assess the body and how it feels. How do you feel in your ankles, your feet, your hips, your shoulders? Take a full, deep, long breath in and out through the mouth with the arms coming overhead. Inhale. And the arms coming back down. Integrate body and breath. Inhale. And exhale. Feet standing together. Inhale, overhead. Exhale to a high V. Let's fold the fingers in and the thumbs extended up. For fire breath, we'll take 3 rounds of 36. So just, if you get dizzy, please take a seat. We'll begin. Full deep breath in through the nose and then a forced air out the nose. Forced air in, forced air out. The force comes from the belly as you're exhaling. The force comes from the nose as you're breathing in. You may want a tissue. Okay, here we go. Ten. 20. 30. 'Exhale all the air out. That's 36. Inhale, bring the thumbs together. So overhead, I'm going to kneel so you can see this. Hold the breath in, pull the low belly in, Mula Bandha. Then the fingers, bring the hands to heart center. And exhale, we'll do that again. I'm going to take it seated. I'm a little bit lightheaded this morning, so seated. Arms come out. High V, thumbs extended, fingers curled in, and we'll begin. 10. 20. 30. Exhale all the air out. Inhale, bring the thumbs together and hold the breath at the top. Sub the fingers, bring the palms together and exhale, hands to your heart. I'm holding for 20 to 30 seconds. I was a little shy of that. And as you hold the breath in, it's a Mula Bandha. Pelvic floor lifts. and tightens, and it's like an elevator lifting all the way up through the navel. And if you can, imagine that energy shooting out the crown of the head. So we'll do one more of that breath practice. This is fire breath. We have fire element of thumb extended, the fingers curled in. We're taking it to a high V, which is really on fire. The arms really have to work hard here. And we're breathing in and out the nose forcefully. You're pumping the breath with the belly. Okay, like a sneeze. We don't sneeze with the belly going out on the out breath. We sneeze with the belly coming in. Ha, like a punch. Achoo. All right. So arms up, thumbs extended, and begin. 10. 20. 30. 36. Exhale all the air out, and then breathe a deep breath in and hold it at the top. Thumbs come together. Mula Bandha. Extend the fingers, bring the hands to your heart center, and exhale all the air out. Take a full deep breath in and out. So we get a rhythm and a pace that's right for you. And if you're still standing, come to a kneeling position, much like I have here. Bring the arms out wide. Extend through the chest, and then exhale. Just a flow. Inhale, so we regulate the breath, get a rhythm here. Exhale. Easy, fluid. Inhale, reaching, exhale, contracting. Inhale, reaching, hold here, plant the right hand to the floor, bring the left arm up. Big side stretch. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left hand down. Right arm up. And take it to the first side. Inhale through center. Exhale, plant the hand. The right arm comes all the way up and over. Hold for another breath. Inhale, come back to center. Tall spine, lengthened. You want to feel the decompression. Decompressive energy as you lift up through the spine. Bring the hands together. Interlace the fingers and press the palms up to the sky. Pull the ribs in. That's an action that will be happening and will be useful all through class. So rib anchoring back towards the back body. If you joined me yesterday in yesterday's practice, which is out on YouTube, by the way, and is on the Facebook Live page, we worked on building a foundation and strength in the arms in our Chaturanga. So I'm going to revisit that today. Let's go through some Sun Salutations first and see where your Chaturanga lies and see how it pans out for you. So come to the top of your mat, standing position, feet parallel. I'm going to tuck in my shirt. Inhale, bring the arms overhead, wide and lift. Exhale, take a forward bow. We're folding in. This first time, the knees could be quite comfortably bent. Inhale to an extension. So we lift into a flat tabletop back, and then exhale. The action is coming in and down, deeper forward fold, and come all the way back to standing. So that's a half Sun Salutation, not a full. Palms together and hands at your heart center. Repeating that action. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, straight down the middle, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, drop in and down. Inhale, come all the way to standing. So you're pushing the floor away with the feet. And this action helps us rise back up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. We're going to use the leverage of our own inner power of pressing out and down. So from the waist down into the feet. So you feel the equal and opposite force, physics force, of the ground lifting and extending the spine up to the sky. You'll see that throughout class. The mechanics of physics are in flow to create more inner strength or find more of that inner resistance that builds confidence and strength in our own body. So arms overhead, lifting tall. Exhale over to your right side, so you're holding the wrist. We'll take a decompressive side bend, and then come back to center. Elongate through the spine, switch the hand grip over to your left. Inhale back to center. Pass to the base of the spine, decompressive back bend. So we're standing, legs firm and strong, pressing into the floor. And then the equal and opposite force lifting through the sternum to the sky. So we're not collapsing in the low back. This is collapse. This is lift. Elbows hugging in. Reach the chin is just going to stay neutral rather than lifting it and dropping the head back. So a neutral chin, concentrate and focus more on the extension in your back bend, and then lift back to center. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, take a big bend in the knees and a forward fold, pancaking the chest to the thigh, hands to the floor. Inhale, raise the hips out over the top of your mat, and we're extending the spine. Exhale, step back into a downward facing dog. Our first flow sequence, this is a series A. Coming to the top of a push-up, draw the shoulder blades on the back and then pull the ribs in. Bring the knees to the floor. And instead of bending straight down, we're moving forward. So my toes are propelling me forward. The knees are I'm coming more to the top of the knee, bend the elbow back. And that's our Chatturanga. Release into low cobra. And then back into a downward facing dog. Yay, our first one. We get that beautiful stretch in the shoulders and a nice extension through the back body. This one is our first one, so let's just take it a little easy into it and pedal the feet. Walking the dog, getting a deeper stretch through the calf. And walk the feet up to the hands. Inhale, as you come feet to hands, there's quite some roundness that goes on here. So bring the hands to the shin. Inhale, extend that over the top of your mat. So again, we come to that flat tabletop. Exhale, bow in a forward fold. Get a little deeper stretch. Each time you come to this position, see if you can go a little further. Press down through the feet and rise all the way up. If appropriate, you keep the legs straight. Otherwise, if appropriate, keep the knees bent as you rise up. And the appropriateness is really asking our back to fully participate and integrate. And if it's got slip disc or you have low back issues, by all means, bend the knee. You can take yourself out of risk and out of harm's way. Let's do that again. Repeat. Inhale, overhead. Exhale. A nice flow forward. Inhale, half lift. Bend the knees where it's appropriate. Step back into a plank. We'll go straight for the top of a push-up. Lower down Chaturanga. Elbows hugging in. Inhale, low cobra. The hips come to the floor. And we just raise the heart and chest and look. You take your eyes gazing upward, not the chin, but the eyes to your third eye. And release. Downward facing dog. A lot of arm work and core work, strengthening in those Chatturangas, coming in and out. And we'll step the feet to your hands. Once again, inhale, half lift. Hands on the shin, that's very helpful, or hands on a block. Exhale, drop in and down. Inhale, rise up. You push the feet into the earth. We get that eagle and opposite extension to the sky, palms together at your heart center. Take a deep bend in the knees. And the weight is going to slightly shift back into the heels, so we're not tucking the tailbone under. We actually get a deeper crease right here in the hip. The waist stays stable, straight, strong. Hips neutral, except that they're tipping forward because we have that crease. Bring the arms in a goalpost. And yes, your legs should be on fire. This is not my first class today, so my legs are already on fire. We're going to take a little deeper bend. Powerful pose. You want to feel the power, cultivate that inner strength from the inside out. Not only physically, but emotionally and mentally. Our awareness of what's going on in the mind and how we want to jump out. Stay here. Exhale, forward fold. Now you can straighten the legs. Inhale, half lift. Step back or jump. If you want the little jump, it's a bend in the knees and a nice spring. Maybe halfway or all the way to the back edge. We come into a full plank. Pull ourselves forward with the toes and then lower down. Chaturanga. Inhale to a full upward facing dog or a repeat of low cobra, your choice. Exhale to downward facing dog. Without raising the right leg, let's just pull that knee into the chest and shift forward. Keep the hips high and then extend the leg out to the top of the mat in one smooth move. That's what we're working towards. Press the back heel to the floor and come into a warrior one. Arms overhead, straighten the front leg and then pull the heel back, get very connected with the mat. Then we bend a little deeper. Our warrior one, stay here. Safety in the low back is our first concern. So we're going to lift the pelvic floor. Scoop the right glute forward, press down through the heel. So we activate the glute, not on your left side, but your right side, right? The left side, we're actually opening and extending all the way, the front side, and then extending all the way out through the outer edge of your back heel. And that is a warrior one. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back, chaturanga. And knees or no knees. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. But to get that cultivation of inner strength, we really going to challenge ourselves today in these sun salutations. Press the back heel to the floor as you step forward. Inhale to come into warrior one on the second side. We straighten the leg, both legs very firm and strong. Now keep the outer edge of your back foot stationary and then pull your front heel back. And that gets more split in the leg. Yes, and if the hip flexor is on fire, then you might want to spring that back heel off the ground this first time through. One more full breath in. Deeper bend in the front knee. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor. One exhalation as you step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shoulders are behind the chest. Okay, if they're forward from the chest, we're risking our low back again. Shoulders behind, pull the belly firmly up and press down through the back feet, tops of the feet. Downward facing dog. That's the full warrior or sun salutation B. We do 2 A's and we're going to do 2 B's. This time we'll spring forward. So what it looks like is coming up high onto the balls of the feet. You're going to bend your knees, but take your hips back. So you're pushing the floor away and like a pounce action. And then we're just revving up here. Look, take your gaze between the thumbs to where we're going. And when you're ready, you're going to push the floor away, lift off, hips come high, and we take the feet halfway or all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. We call this Ardha Uttanasana. And then we drop it in and down to full forward fold. That's Uttanasana. Bend the knees deeply, weight back in the heels, come into Utkatasana, powerful pose. And then exhale, back to a Samasthiti, ready position. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, arms come wide overhead. Sit, deeply powerful pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Plant the hands, step or jump back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg to the top of the mat, press your back heel down. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back. One exhalation, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, step the left leg forward, rise up. Exhale, Chaturanga. It's one exhalation, no breath here. Inhale, upward facing dog. Oh, and we need it. Exhale, downward facing dog. So it's quite quickly, we're moving through those both sides. Complete our Sun Salutation B. Coming up high onto the balls of the feet, spring forward. Feet to hands, inhale, half lift. Exhale, power it in, forward fold. Bend the knees deeply, weight back in the heels. Inhale, Utkatasana. And exhale, bring the hands to your heart center. Whew, and shake out the wrist. Nicely done. You're going to take the left leg back. Coming into a crescent lunge. So keeping the back heel elevated. Full breath in, full breath out. Shoulder rolls. Then lean slightly forward. We're going to cross the wrist and then lift up. Again, keeping the low back out of harm's way by pulling the ribs in. And then we'll sweep the arms around and come forward in a swoosh sound. So it's whispering the word shoo, shoo, shoo. Inhale. Exhale is shoo, shoo. Alternating the cross. Shoo. Keep going. Shoo, shoo. Two more. Shoo. The last one. Shoo. Arms stay elevated. Clasp the wrist. Lean up and over, crescent lunge. Full extension, then come back to center. Spin the back heel. Warrior two. Arms come out and we're looking forward out over the front fingertips. We're going to straighten the front leg and pancake the hands together overhead. And then exhale, come back into warrior two. You can take your gaze and follow the right fingertips up to the sky. And then exhale, bend again. One more time. Inhale. Follow the hand. Exhale. Hold here. Follow the hand into reverse warrior. So it's actually coming up. Put the left hand on the shin. Now straighten the front leg. Inhale. Exhale. Hold the side flexion in the upper torso. Bend the front knee. So now only the lower half of the body is moving. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. One final time. Inhale, straighten. Bend the knee, come back into warrior two and take a side angle. Forearm to the thigh, left arm comes up and over. Hold, three. Hold, two. Breaths that is, so full inhale. Full exhale. This feels really good. It's almost a break, isn't it? Inhale, come back to warrior two. And straighten the front leg. We'll take a Trikonasana. There's going to be a shift. Bring the hips back and the ribs forward. Bring the hand to the shin. The top arm, which is my left arm right now, this would be your left arm. We're going to rotate it with the torso towards the ankle. So the right and left hands come together. Inhale, open the palm again, coming to full extension. The arm upward. Exhale, rotate and touch the ankle. Inhale, open. Exhale, rotate. Now, this builds strength in your foundation. Your legs really have to do more of the work here. Stay out of hyperextension. Don't lock the knee. If you have that propensity, push into the ball of the foot. And exhale, bend the knee, bring both hands flanking the foot. We're in a low lunge. Step all the way back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we'll step the left leg to the top of the mat. Keeping the back heel elevated, place the hands on the thigh, come up into a crescent lunge. So challenge the width here. This creates a little more balanced challenge. So if you're close, which might be where you want to be, challenge it. Just see if you can go a little bit deeper, wider. We're going to lean forward, cross at the wrist, and then come up on the inhale. Exhale, forward with a shoo. Shoo. Yes. Shoo. Shoo. 3 more. Shoo. 2 more. Shoo. And 1 more for good measure. Shoo. Hold the arms overhead. Clasp the right wrist with the left hand and crescent left. As you crescent left, get stronger through the back heel. Any resistance you create is going to be strengthening from within. Come back to center, press the back heel to the floor, come into warrior 2. And here I want to hug the heels together. Energize the inner thigh, hold strong. Now straighten the front leg, follow your fingers to the sky, exhale back out. Inhale, pancake the hands together, exhale. 1 more time. In space, we're challenging our proprioceptive skill set. Where are my arms in relationship to the floor and to each other? Now we're tipping right hand to the shin, and left arm comes up. We're in that reverse warrior. Straighten the front leg, staying in a reversed action in the upper torso. Then pull the front heel back, bending the shin forward. And again, straighten the leg, inhale. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Let's go a little deeper. Exhale, bend. 1 more time. And bend, come right back through warrior 2, side angle. Forearm to the thigh, right arm up and over. If you've got the strength and stamina today to challenge this, you can place the hand on a block or the floor. I'm going to stay right here, elbow to the thigh. I'm feeling quite good in that position. Then we'll bring it right back up. Press through the feet, straighten the front leg, and Trikonasana. Reach forward, take the hand to the shin. Right arm comes straight up. And we're creating a line of energy from right fingertips to left. And they're going to connect. So the right arm, on the exhale, rotates through the waist, through the arm, and touches. Inhale. So not just the arm, but we're rotating the whole body. The legs stay stable. Inhale, open. And exhale, rotate. Inhale, open. Exhale, rotate to the floor. Flank the foot, bending the front knee. And come into a high plank position here. Stepping back with the left foot, lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And from here, let's take the hips to the floor. And a low cobra and lower all the way down. So we're going to flip this over onto your back like a pancake. and workshop our chaturanga just for a moment. So the feet, toes are pointing up, balls of the feet pressing forward like they're flat on an invisible wall. The heels have a lot of energy and pressing down. Press your thighs down. Press the shoulders wide and broad. So the clavicle is opening. And then you're going to anchor the outer edge of the shoulder to the mat. Like somebody has their hands on that divot in the shoulder, and they're just pinning you or pressing nicely into the floor. Okay, so you get that full support of the floor. You're also going to feel the ribs pop up because we're pressing down through the thigh and the shoulder, and so the midsection wants to come up, obviously. Pull those ribs in and close the gap between you and the floor on the back side. You'll notice your tailbone lengthen, the low back stays out of harm's way. And we'll bring the arms into a push-up position. So the top of a push-up here is arms extended, palms flat to the sky. And the shoulders, again, the arm bone comes into the shoulder socket, the shoulder blade draws onto the back, and that helps open the front chest. Okay? They're still working. We're hugging with the pectoralis muscle, hugging the hands in. Then pull the ribs down again, decrease the space between you and the mat. This is our start of Chaturanga. On the exhale, full breath out. On the exhale, bend the elbows and slowly broaden the shoulders, keep the shoulders wide, bring the elbows all the way down, and notice where they're at. Not out here. They're into the waist. They're not up, the shoulders aren't up, the shoulders are down. We're pressing the whole back side from elbow to shoulder into the floor. So that's the position we want to be at. 90, 90, 90 degree bends everywhere, not past or beyond. Hold that steady. This takes a lot of strength. Now press back up. Inhale, exhale, pull down. Inhale, press back up. Keep the full body in a plank position, flat on the mat. Exhale. Inhale, press. Yes. And exhale, release the position, shake the arms out, bend your knees and roll over to one side. So we'll practice this now in a regular Chaturanga position. We're going to do 5 Chaturangas. We can do this with the knees on the floor to begin with, and then challenge is to pick the knees up, but you get to decide. All right. I'm hoping that this changes our mindset of just skipping through the Chaturanga, because Chaturanga, when it's done skillfully and with thoughtfulness, can really cultivate the shoulder girdle, the tricep, the bicep. You get a good inner strengthening from doing it skillfully. So shake the hands out again. Let's come into a downward facing dog to start with. Pull the hands back, shoulders come forward into a high push-up. Recreate the feeling that you are pressing the outer back shoulder into the floor, right? So it's not disconnected. The arm bone is in the shoulder socket. Now we have to raise the ribs up towards the back body. So that creates the strengthening of the abs to keep us from sinking to the floor. The hips stay in that position. We're going to do this first one with the knees down. Look straight out over the top of your mat. Keep the neck even, a nice curve. Bend the elbows and come down 1, 2, or 3 inches. That should be very challenging. Press back up into a child's pose. Take it all the way back. And we'll do it again. So palms stay where they're at. They don't move. You're going to pull back. Shoulders come forward. Keep the trajectory of the torso forward. Propel forward, bend down, hold, broaden through the clavicle, lift the belly, press back, child's pose. That's 2. We have 5 more to go, so pace yourself. Inhale, come forward. The hips, try to keep the hips there, like they're stopping because there's something holding them back. And press back up. Child's pose, you could even take a block so that you can challenge yourself not to decrease that space. You want to just hover the hips above the block. A little bit more forward, there we go. Right, and then press back up. Ooh, so we have one more to go. Inhale, and if you'd like to pop those knees off the ground, or you've already done so, great. If you keep the knees on, great. Bend and lower down halfway. So the hips, if you had a block, could hold on them, then you're gonna pull the hips off, press back up, all the way into downward facing dog. Oh, and take some deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Awesome. Jump or step your feet to your hands. Coming all the way into a forward fold with a half lift. Make sure the neck is free. Exhale, drop the head. Chest to thigh, go a little deeper. Then inhale, bend the knees, come into Utkatasana. And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Interlace the fingers and take a figure 8 with the hands. And then I'm leading with the thumb, and now I'm going to lead with the pinky. Gonna back it up. Yeah, it feels way uncoordinated, I'm sure. All right, shake the hand now. We'll take a deep bend in the knee, coming back into power pose. Utkatasana. We want to prep for some arm balancing today. Palms together at your heart center. We're taking Bakasana and then the twisting Bakasana. So we'll take this twist, right elbow across the left thigh. Right wrist against the left thigh. Could also be the action. We want to keep the heart above the hips. Okay, so if you're bending here, that's not heart above the hips, that's bending forward, that's putting a lot of pressure on your back. The move is a deep bend in the knee. Okay, so just hold it here, and if you can bring the elbow and still maintain heart above hips, great. Exhale, release to the floor. Oh, straighten the legs out. That's our break. Take a hold of the big toe with the first 2 fingers of each hand. Inhale. Stretch and lengthen, not only the feet into the floor, the hips upward, but from the waist up, out through the crown of the head, so the chest is extending. Then bend the elbows and use the arm strength to pull yourself forward into the fold. Take 3 deep breaths. And remember, it's a practice. It's not a performance, it's a practice. Make it a practice that feels luscious for you, that feels healing for you, that feels like you're actually purposeful in the movement. Inhale, release, bend the knees, exhale, come back into your Utkatasana. The arms raised, inhale, exhale, hands to the heart center, and then we'll take the opposite elbow across the other knee, opposite wrist across the knee. So any variation of that. And you'll see this posture is actually much like our twisting Bakasana. Pars, we call it Parsva, or side crow. The hands just are pancaked together. And in side crow, we're here, and then the hands are on the ground. Release that, come back into your forward fold. Slide the hands underneath the foot, this time gorilla. Inhale, same pull and extension through the whole body. Push the heels down, hips up. Back side.
the hips and spread, sit bones wide, pubic bone back, collarbones wide, chest forward. Then bend the elbows and round it in. Hold for a good 5 breaths here. We open up the back body. Again. One more breath. Wait, that's only 3. Let's take 2 more. And if you're lucky enough to have your hand, your feet, your toes at your wrist, you can give some love to your wrist. This is a great way to stretch out the wrist. Release, bend the knees, come up slowly. And rise all the way to standing. Shake the hands out. Until you feel the tension release from the shoulder, out through the arms, through the wrist, and through the fingers. And then just open and close. Flick the tension away. Inhale, bring the arms overhead, earth and sky breath. Exhale back down to your side. Inhale, open the arms wide and up. Exhale, take it back down to the side. Inhale, let's open the arms wide to a V. And then take the feet to mimic the arms. So it's a high V and a low V, feet and arms. We'll turn the feet out slightly. And as you bend the knees, you're going to open the knees and track the knees over your second and third toe. As we come down, bend the elbows, not at the waist, but the elbows come down to meet the knees. And then shoot back up. So inner thighs are expressing some strength here. Bend. Press back up. We're going slow enough. Let's just see where our stuck energy is, where we need to build more strength. Push the floor away, coming all the way up. Exhale, this time we're going to hold elbows to knees and bring your right elbow inside the knee and widen it just a little bit. Left elbow inside and widen, pancake the hands. And hold 3, 2, very powerful on the legs, and 1. And to come out, plant the hands, turn the heels out. And lift the sternum forward. Exhale, lower the head towards the earth in a forward fold. Inhale, repeat the action of lifting the heart. Exhale, pull the heels in, so we're reversing all the movement. Bend the knees and come back into Malasana. Let's do that a couple times more. Hands come forward, push down through the feet, heels parallel. Lift through the sternum. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift again to the halfway mark. Pull the heels in, toes are out. We bend and come into Malasana. Last time through. Inhale, heels parallel. Chest lifted. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Heels in, toes out. Exhale. Lower the hips towards the heels. Stay in this Malasana with the heels as much as possible on the floor. We're going to raise them up in a moment. Open the hands so they're shoulder width. Spread the clavicle. Pull the chest through slightly. These are very internal movements. Then we're going to come up onto the balls of the feet. The heels lifted. The hands forward onto the floor. Preparing for Bakasana. So you could stay here. That's 1 energetic progression. 2 is to bring the weight forward, bend the elbows, making a shelf for the knee to sit on, and then shifting the weight forward. So we're not back on the feet, but we're bringing it forward and weighting as much as we can handle, pushing the fingertips into the floor and holding. So holding here, that's progression. The third progression would be possibly lifting one foot off the ground. So the knee is pushing into the tricep to create a lever for that toe to lift off. Now, if I do it to the second side, that toe is going to lift off as well. And it's a controlled lift. It's not a jumping lift. Now hold whatever progression you're at, hold that progression for 5 breaths. So you're building the inner strength this pose is meant to elicit and get the benefit from. 2 more breaths, that's already 3. Hovering, so toes on or off the ground, wherever you're at. 1 more breath. And release that back to the floor. Taking a malasana, interlace the fingers and rotate the hands. Excellent. Shake the hands out, fist to the floor, and come all the way up to standing. Heels down, shake the legs out. Then we'll come again to the center of your mat. We'll jump the feet wide. Turn the toes out. Change my mind. Let's keep the toes in. So we're parallel. Let's take a forward, wide angle forward fold here first. Arms come out to the side. Exhale, forward fold. Across the leg and down to the ankle. Just hold this forward fold, taking a couple nice breaths. Elongating through the spine. Using a block or not. Either one is fine. Inhale and exhale. It's already 3 or 4 breaths. Bring the hand to the center of the mat. Lift slightly. Turn the toes out. And now we'll go to the left side. Left elbow against the left knee. We're taking this pattern of skandasana. Lift the opposite toe to the sky and plug the heel into the earth. Come back through center and switch to the other side. An important note is that I'm keeping my heel on the ground, and for some friends that compresses this front ankle, and if that's you, your heel's going to be up a little bit. That's fine, but I don't want this to happen. We're not trying to compress the knee. So if the heel's elevated, take the weight back as far as you can. Try to bring the heel down. Walk to the other side. And then pop the toe up. And one more time to the left, or to the right here. And then without the hands on the floor, or keeping the hands on the ankle, we're just going to take it side to side, elbow on the knee, or elbow off the knee. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Again. Each side. Bring it back to center. Turn the feet facing forward and fold in. Plant the hands and rotate open to your left. Left arm raising, and we're making a plumb line from left fingertip to the right. Straight down the line. Not back here. Straight up. Exhale, lower the hand. And then we keep the hand in the same plane, open to the right. And take 3 deep breaths. Plumb line straight down. Exhale, release. Right hand to the floor. Inhale here. Exhale, take the heels out. Turn the knees. Come into goddess pose. So we're raising up, arms overhead. Squeeze in and hug the inner thighs and press the legs all the way straight, ending up in star, Tarasana. Bring the feet and hands together, full vessel mudra. And shake the hips out.
Exhale, release hands to the heart. And we'll cross right ankle, right ankle over the left thigh. If you have a chair, you may want to bring that in and use it as leverage. So the hand stays on the chair, you're right straight behind it. I'm just going to shift to the side so you can see what's going on. Making the figure 4, and my arms now help steady me. You could also bring the hips to the wall, or if you prefer to challenge your balance, hands at heart center. So we're getting the hip to stretch slightly. Hold that one more breath. And then take a powerful stand. Both feet to the earth, switch sides, ankle crossed. A sit. This is a pigeon, standing pigeon. Invisible bench, park bench that we're sitting on. Make sure both butt cheeks are evenly weighted on the park bench. One more breath. And then come slowly up to standing with the hands still at heart center. Take a deep bend in the knee. Toe stand. Lower the hips to the heels. We're coming down, finding our balance. Using blocks on either side if you like. Yeah, finding your balance. Then bring the right fingertip to the floor. We're going to lean over and reach the right side body or left side body really long. Left arm coming up. And then we're going to twist it to anchor the elbow across the knee. So this is the same position we took earlier when we were in that powerful pose. Right, Utkatasana with a twist, but our heels were down. Now the heels are lifted, we're closer to the floor. We're going to separate the palms and place them on the mat for side crow. Bring a block forward from your feet so you can walk the feet onto the block. I'm going to lean forward the same way I did with crow and just hold the posture. Okay, next increment, take the toes up to the block. Next increment, bring the toes off the block. Hold 5 breaths. Whatever increment you're at, whatever progression you're at, that's where you're gaining the most strength. The opportunity is to hold it in the space of your challenge, your edge, and then come back to the earth. Yes, that was very challenging. It's all fun and good. Then we'll take it to the other side. You'll want to shake the wrists out. You can even give your legs a little rest here. So we'll come into a toe stand. Blocks are super helpful. I highly recommend just getting them for your home use. Since we're in this together, COVID bound, homebound for a long time. So opposite arm comes up, over, big side body stretch. That gives us the space to twist, anchor the elbow across the knee. And this might be where some folks stay. This might be enough today. Just challenging the balance, challenging the twist. Okay, if you'd like to take it further, the hands come to the mat. The right hand is behind. Sorry, left hand is behind the left hip. Then we're going to shift forward, bending at the elbow like we're in a Chatturanga. Walk the feet to the block. Pause. And press the knee down into the elbow. Once again, that creates the lift part. Now arms. Building inner strength. Oh my goodness. Yes, definitely hard. Pull up through the navel. There's a big twist in the waist. 3, 2, already. Toes can be on the earth. 1. Come all the way back down. Take a seat. Feet wide and wrists together. I hope you are mindful of the wrists right in this moment, right? Shake them out. Open and close.
The more we work the forearm, this open and close action really does do that. The more strength we build, and the stamina, that inner strength will help in those arm balances. Okay, so the physical, we have physical strength, and then we have this mental and emotional strength too. But we need to get on board with the I can, and I have the willingness to try. You put in the effort and the practice to do the thing that I most want to progress in. Our mat is a metaphor for life. Anywhere in your life where you're feeling like you're just missing the mark, maybe. Notice the self-talk. Where can you cultivate the strengthening from the inside out, instead of looking or asking for others to give you advice, which is, okay. It's always fine to learn, but when you're learning, you're be steeped in the learning and gaining the wisdom from the experience and putting that learning to use. You only are going to feel confident in it when you make it your own. So that's the point, is the inner building or cultivating inner strength says, I have all that I need. I rely on this person to get my needs met, not someone else. So we'll take this wide angle here and simply shift the right hand towards the ankle and then come back up. Shift the left hand towards the ankle and come back up. Notice what's happening in the sit bones. Go to the right, press your left sit bone down, and that's going to help pull you back up. Go to the left, press your right sit bone down, and help pull you back up. And then we'll go to the right, hold this position, press the sit bone down. This time we'll reach the right arm up and over. So we get that full stretch, not only in the inner thighs, but now we're opening up the QL. It feels beautiful and luscious, and the legs are extended. It's just a great reprieve from the work that you've done today. Let's bring it back to the middle, upright position. Slide your left hand down to the ankle. Press down through your right sit bone as you raise the right arm overhead. Beautiful side extension. Wide angle, Parivrtta Padottanasana. Let's see, that's wide angle forward fold. This is going to be, I can't remember, seated wide angle. Bring it back to center. Then we'll take it forward. So the hands come down, we're going to lean forward. Rely on the anchoring of the thighs and sit bones into the floor. So as you lean forward, more and more stretch happens in the inner area here. So respect the hamstrings, respect the inner thighs. We're not trying to get somewhere, we're trying to feel something. We're trying to embrace and embody the experience, and gain the wisdom from it. What are we learning each time we come to the mat? Again, it's a metaphor for life. Hold 3, hold 2, lead deep on connected breaths. Let's hold 2 more breaths. I'm going to go full 5 breaths here, anchoring the heels into the earth. Full introspection. It's already 5. You can pound the fist and hold the fist to the forehead, even upright it a little bit. And come back to center. Take the hands underneath the knees, lifting the knees, bring the soles of the feet together. So we still have a wide angle, but now the difference is we're taking the pressure, not off the inner thigh, but we're moving it, we're shifting the pressure. And it's off the hamstrings for sure. Hands to the ankles, lift through the spine. Exhale, lean forward. This whole life is a journey, it's a dance to be experienced and loved and artfully expressing yourself in ways that you haven't imagined. So tune into that part of yourself that hasn't been expressed yet, but would really like the chance and the opportunity to do so. What skill set would you need to pick up in order to do that, make that happen? And what belief patterning and systematic programming would you need to incorporate? And what can you let go of? Inhale, let's come back to center. Bring the knees in, and extend the legs. Yeah, actually, let's just bring the knees in. So you're going to take the hands behind the spine, the fingertips facing outward, the elbows hugging towards each other, and the shoulder blades squeezing the back. And press the shoulder blade into the back of the heart to lift the sternum. As you push down through the feet, you can raise the hips up and get a nice full body, front body stretch. Breathe in, breathe out. Because it's so much good stuff today in the way of arm balancing, in the way of increasing our balance and strengthening. As we lengthen out, extend the feet all the way forward. You can keep the hands right where they're at, or turn so the fingertips are facing the hip. Either one can be appropriate. Hug the elbows in, lean slightly backwards, push the heels into the mat, and then we're going to point the toes, push straight down through the hands and heel to lift up. Now full Uttanasana, or upward intense stretch. Definitely an intense stretch. And get it in the tricep, bicep, back body, front body. Back body is working, front body opening. And then exhale, release to the floor. And we'll take that intensity, that stretch, in a forward motion. And going forward. Let's do this step by step incrementally. So bend the knees, lean forward with the hip first, rib second, chest third, hands to the feet, step on the gas pedal, right side, and then let go, left side, and then let go. If that's easy enough, and you need a little more stretch, take the hips back, step on the gas pedal again. Some friends are already going to feel this in your hamstring. If that's you, stay here, keep the chest on the thigh, bring the elbows down and wrap the hands around the sole of the feet, press the feet into the hands and pull the hands back. Maintain a simple space here that supports you. If you have something you can place under the knee, you can even try your elbows, and press the knees against the elbows, that's going to be helpful. The chest is still to the thigh, or for those friends who really have the space in the hamstrings to press the legs straight, keep the chest and thigh on the ribs on, the chest on the thigh, and do so. Bring a block in.
Either support the head with your block here, or if the head wants to come down a little bit further, take the block around the feet and support the head with the shin. Again, this is the Western intense stretch. So we're stretching now the back body, holding a good 5 to 7 or 8 breaths here. Relax the shoulders. Take any of the challenge out of the jaw. We're not white knuckling this until be aware of bodily information. We're holding ourselves in tension when it's not necessary. Relax the eyes and the forehead. Yeah, a little stronger in the legs. Dynamic breath. Yeah, and then slowly walk the hands back up the shin.
We'll take this onto your back, bend the knees. Thank you for playfully attending today. Lower all the way down, bring the knees into the chest. This is a much different class. I do this 8 times a week, you guys, and so sometimes from week to week I change it up because I get bored. Well, I hope that you are following along, and if you want to pull out one of the videos and practice over and over again, that's a great way to gain a skill set. Is just go back and do the video more than one time. Okay. So we're circling the knees, we're releasing the sacrum. We're going to cross right leg over left, coming into Galmakrasana, supine of course. Release the hip. That feels so good. It's just nice. I think we're going to get back to some heart openers in the month of July. We'll see what July brings. It's usually very hot here. We usually need a lot of cooling and more energizing practices. Let's see what that brings. Let's keep the knees crossed, but bring the feet to the floor and then drop the legs over to your left. Opening. Beautiful spinal twist. Full breath in, full breath out. Roll the head side to side. Come back to center. Lift, uncross the legs. And I really like to stretch the legs wide. And come into the second side. So we've got knees crossed. Into the chest. Hold tight, strong. Shoulders relaxed. And then bring the feet to the floor. And drop the legs over to your right side. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Roll the head side to side, making sure there's no stuck spots and you have right back to center. Well done. Uncross. Bring the heels to the pocket of your back. Arms relaxed by your side. Make sure you're cultivating in Shavasana a stillness in the body, a quietness in the mind, a warmth. Like cover the body physically with a blanket to stay warm. If you're already warm, great. and a darkness. So turning the lights off or covering the eyes. So the action of turning inward requires a stillness, quietness, warmth, and dark. So you take those breaths in your mind. You can say this mantra. Inhaling, I calm my body. Exhaling, I smile. I am in this present moment, presently in this beautiful moment. I am safe, I am strong, I am love. Relax more fully and completely. We're here for another couple minutes. So rest your awareness inward. Lengthen your in-breath. Reach the arms overhead on the next breath in. Exhale. Bending the knees. Rolling to one side in fetal position. Pause here in fetal position. Give yourself an acknowledgement, gratitude, thankful for the journey, the insight, for the awareness, and for the willingness that you met your mat today. Come to seated position, hands to the knees. Seal of consciousness, bringing thumb and finger together, palms open to receptivity. Relax the shoulders and draw inward again, just assessing the body. How are you feeling in the knees and the hips and the ankles? Was there appropriate response in the body from the movement? Is there an appropriate healing energy that comes from your practice? Notice what is and listen to your body as it tells you the next step. You become more in tune with what is, with our inner being, hands to heart center, together, Anjali Mudra, Namaste. Thank you to my friends on Facebook who are live. Leave a comment. I'd love to see and hear your posts. And we'll stop our YouTube friends.